Alright guys, I just landed in Seattle, and naturally my first stop is going to be Jollibee, and then we're going to go buy some groceries at Seafood City. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually a little Filipino, and every now and then likes to come out.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, times like these that ain't the same.
So they opened the control table where you pick up your badge at like, I don't know, I think they said 9 o'clock. I get here at 7. Public parking's already taken up. This is downtown, so there's a lot of businesses here. So just got to be a little earlier tomorrow. I am staying about half an hour away, which is nice because it's, I just got a room at an Airbnb. It gives me a chance to kind of just focus when I get home, as opposed to getting a hotel here and being in all the ruckus. So I like it. I like staying away from the convention sometimes. It's good. Got water, got everything. All right. The Artist Alley is actually across the street from the main event. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. That building over there is where all the panels and the events are kind of taking place, and all the intro or the entrance is up over there. And bottom floor Artist Alley right there. Then they have registration and other events going on the other floors. They actually have these control tables per each Artist Alley. So 2 floors Artist Alley, bottom floor, top floor. And then they have these control tables on each floor where you register. You see a lot of people set up yesterday. I, however, did not, because I did not want to pay an extra day for parking. Looks like Artist Alley Reg is open, so I'm going to go set up.
I mean, you guys are very welcome to try to switch with your friends and see if they want to.
Artist Alley counts 90, right?
Yeah.
90 tables? That's cool.
And what's the artist name?
Last name C-A-Y-C-O.
Oh, did you guys get your badges yet?
I have not. Do you have to go get the
upstairs to your
third floor?
badges.
Okay.
Did you pre-reg with the website? Please say yes.
Yeah, you have to get the membership, and then we pay for the table.
Most people read the contract wrong because there's a section in there that needed to be removed from the past, and I even forgotten to remove it until after I had sent it out already.
Okay.
And there was basically a membership page, and I'm like, no.
Oh yeah.
You can't
No, yeah.
sign up
Was it
for
that
the contract.
$65 membership, right? Or something like that? 55,
I
yeah.
was like, nope, that's not right.
Okay, so if that's already paid, we can just go up there and just get it.
Right, but if you went through the website, it's already up there.
Okay.
You can go through the group discount line, let them know you are an artist.
Okay.
And you're gonna come back down here and get your
Cool.
Your
Like, so as you heard him saying when I was downstairs, that you have like a membership fee. You have to register as like a member, get your badge, and then you pay for your artist table. So it was like 2 separate transactions. I think it was either $55 or $65 to become a member. Fanime does this too. And then once you register for that and you get to Artist Alley, you pay for your Artist Alley table separately. So I'm on the 3rd floor, getting my badge, I think. Discount booth. Okay, there they are. Hi. Artist Alley, just here to pick up my badge. I've already paid for my membership.
You have your identification?
I do. So that's not cool. They apparently some artists had canceled. So instead of just like filling in their artist spot, they decided to kind of shuffle around some of the tables. But they did it last minute. So what's in the program for some artists is actually not accurate. So that sucks. Hopefully I'm still at my right table. It's like eerily quiet in here. So like I was saying about some artists got their tables moved. The guy who was supposed to be next to me, his stuff got moved. So yesterday when he was setting up, he just put his stuff on my table, which is not a big deal because I ran into him and he told me. So I'm gonna set up my display while I wait for him to come and move his stuff out of the way, but it's not a big deal, not his fault. These 8-foot tables, I can't remember how much these tables were. I'll put that number up on the screen when I'm editing the vlog. By the way, my friend runs an apparel company, He hooked it up this weekend. Shirts and sweaters and beanies. Hey, TSA was cool enough not to fuck up my shit this time. So you saw my little 11 by 17 roller. That's where I put my small standard prints. For my bigger prints, I roll a whole bunch of them up, put them in these thick shipping tubes, and then I put them in my little golf case right here. And then that's my one check-in when I fly. My little 11 by 17 roller is considered my carry-on, and I have a backpack that's like all my clothes and sketchbook and stuff. That's my personal item. So I'm able to take everything that I need when I fly with just one check-in bag. Eight-foot table, man. Love it. I don't know if it matters to you guys, but we're not in range of a Pokestop. That sucks. See, I like the stands with the flat feet. I don't like the ones that have the tripod feet, because you're either going to go into your neighbor's area or you're going to lose like 2 inches on each side of the table, and you really don't want to lose that space. So if you're going to go with these photograph stand displays, find the ones that have flat feet. You're going to have to pack a screwdriver with you, but you still get your space back. So while I'm setting up, I'll feed you guys a little fun story of the last time I was in Seattle. It was the year was 2012. I had just started drawing playmats, and I came to Seattle for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship series. It was a YCS, they call it, and I was doing so well. I played against Billy Brake, who was like he's one of the best players of all time, and I beat him, and I was feeling myself so hard. 1 round away from getting into the top 32. I make the stupidest play, like the dumbest shit ever. And my friends were right behind me too, like they were watching. And they're like, dude, what the fuck did you do? Really bad misplay. And I was like so depressed about it for like 2 weeks. And at the time, I remember thinking, wow, this could have been really good for my art career. Which was, was just starting at the time. It was 2012, it was like right when I started. Because I started like August or September of 2012, and that was in November of 2012, and I was doing playmat commissions and stuff for Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And in my mind, I was like, man, if I at least got top 32, they like to do interviews with people who get top 32. I was like, if I can get top 32 here, then when they do my interview, I can show off my playmats, because I had them with me. I could be like, yeah, I'm up for hire, and those videos, those top 32 interviews, they'll get like 20,000 hits kind of thing on YouTube. So I was like, oh, if I could just top, it'd be really good for the business. And I didn't, and I think that's what depressed me the most. It wasn't that it sucks that I lost, but I think it was mainly because like I was like really trying to get the business started, and I think about it till this day, obviously.
Low key and staying candid. Reflect on all the things I try my hand at. Search for the equation to persuasions I'm used to. Find a comfort in the zones of clouds and bones I get used to. A mountain is Fontaine. Spinning in monsoon and grinning is high octane. Explosive how I came. Rolling down the hills cause life's a hassle. Encircled by my folly like a moat around the castle. Stay afloat. Catch a second wind. Thin is the air I breathe. Teary eyed nose running. Wipe the snot on my sleeve.
Ever growing.
Oh wait, you just made this.
Yeah, this is my first time selling it as it is right now.
Yeah,
it's
she's like literally came out like 2 weeks ago.
And the Aurelia rework actually was like less than a week ago.
Oh my god,
yeah. I used to use just regular QR codes, and then people haven't used that in a long time. So I switched over to snap codes, and now people are stopping using that. So, were you guys looking at the car stuff? Yeah.
I've tried running.
Oh no, we were looking at that. They were like, "Is that an RV?"
It is. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do to my old 240 back in the day, but no money.
It's so hard. I tried running.
Yeah, there's a lot of because I started studying industrial design just for myself, and like without that, I'd still have a really hard time drawing cars. Yeah. And just so you guys know, all my 11 by 17s are 20 for the first and then 10 for each additional. So like if you guys are shopping together, yeah. Day's coming to a close. Oh boy, this was a lot better than I thought. Like this day one here matched my day one at Anime Expo, which is fucking nonsense. I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Were you here earlier?
I was.
Okay. And so you know about the discount?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'd really like one Zed and one Skyline.
Wow, you're getting the last Skyline. But I appreciate you coming back. It's always cool when people support original artwork.
I'm really happy to.
So, how many Pokemon are there? This is like number one.
Well, officially there's 807.
But that
But because
include their variations.
yeah, I drew all the variations, so there's close to 1,200 in my drawing. Yeah, and they're all Pokedex sized. And all my original characters and concepts, you could see them in there if you want to see them closer. Fuck. That calls it for day one. Man, I'm almost out of all my bigger prints. I don't think I've done this much sales-wise in a single weekday since Anime Expo. So that's the downstairs artist alley. That's where I am. This is the upstairs artist alley. So see if we can walk around upstairs artist alley. If traffic for us started off really slow, but then later picked up, I could only imagine how constantly heavy the traffic must be for the artists upstairs. But it's okay. Next time. What I'm gonna do is because I'm running so low on prints, I'm not gonna be able to get them done tonight. So I emailed Staples a copy of my my bigger print files, and then they're gonna do them tomorrow, and I'm gonna pick them up after the show tomorrow. So if you're ever in a tight spot and you need like emergency prints done, you can always email those files to like a box store, a big box store. It's gonna be really expensive, but if you know you could turn them around, then it's not a big deal, right? You can sell them. So hopefully I could just burn through all my current inventory, and then tomorrow night, after I burn through the inventory, I can hit up Staples and then replace the inventory for Sunday. That was a pretty rough gym session. Anyway, got to my Airbnb. It's a really nice community. It took me like 40 minutes to drive here because traffic, I guess, is really bad. In Seattle, they say that they only have like one long freeway and it gets just packed. So I have enough food to last me the whole weekend. Invested maybe about, if you count the Filipino snacks that I got, it was about $25 for enough food to last the entire weekend. It's one of the reasons I rent a car now. See, I fly, I changed from doing hotels to doing Airbnb. I actually, because I have so many shows this year, I actually swapped out a whole, like, almost all my hotels and switched over to Airbnbs for the rest of the year. I saved almost $4,000. Like, I took the total of both and I was just like, it's crazy. Like for example, this place that I'm at now, it's just a regular one bedroom. It was $40 a night, plus like service fees, and it came out total. I think it was 4 nights. Total was about $150. Go to a Motel 6 somewhere, you're gonna pay that for one night, And I know Airbnb is not always the safest route to go, and specifically for females, it is like, it's a tricky situation. But if you're in a place where you can split it with another artist, or you just rent out an entire house, especially with like 2 other artists. You could save a lot of money. So I would definitely consider doing that. But anyway, like I was saying, one of the reasons I rent cars now was because I got my my 2017 summary for all my Lyft, the rideshare Lyft rides, and I was like doing the math. I was like, it almost costs as much to just rent a car, including getting insurance. So I started renting a car, and that gives me more freedom to not only do things like go to the gym, but now I can go to the grocery store and buy a bunch of food in one trip that will ultimately save me more money because I don't have to go out and buy a bunch of garbage food that's like $30 a meal, $20 a meal, right? So I've cut back a lot on expenses this year just by doing simple things. No, but yesterday went well. I'm actually curious. I'm curious to see how it's going to perform. I have a feeling that my sales are going to outperform my Fanime numbers from last year, which is my second best show. My first best show, of course, Anime Expo last year. Fanime beat Anime Expo before that, and Anime Expo from 2016 beat my Fanime of 2016. So it's been this cycle of things that are just steadily increasing, which is good because that's what you want in a business. And if Sakura-Con can beat out Fanime, I'm hoping that my Anime Expo will beat out this Sakura-Con. Anyway, that's just business stuff, but it's been a long fucking morning, and I'm ready for today. I'm ready to make that money.
I'm good for today. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Oh, thank you. Wrapped up day 2. One thing I don't like is, you see this line right here? All right, they're going into the panel room. And I get that they don't have a huge facility, so the line is actually going into the artist alley. And they do have active guards who are just kind of like, don't take pictures, don't steal shit. And that's cool and all, but I mean, I just don't like, they have attendees going into the artist alley after hours. I don't know. I'm not cool with that, but. Okay, I have to run. So, okay, I'm totally out of prints of like my bigger prints. And again, that's an okay problem to have because that means you're making money. But on the downside, because I didn't bring enough inventory, I actually lost some sales because I just didn't have them. So I put in for an order yesterday to Staples, and then I'm gonna go pick it up now. And hopefully that'll be enough to just get me through tomorrow, and hopefully I don't like lose too many sales because of short product. But okay, let's go. Because I mentioned you once before, but I didn't have you in the video.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you put me on your Instagram story, and then you linked it to me. So, so what I do, so my handle on Instagram, that's where I'm most active, is Lawrence_Iwood. My YouTube is also that now because it's just easier to find. But what I do is I'm a cosplayer, and what I do, I want to capture the basic essence of a con as a cosplayer. So I know that like I've been doing it for over 10 years, but it still surprises me when I meet people that know nothing of cosplay, and that's basically why I picked up this camera, and I wanted to vlog all of that so that people can see like, oh yo, this is how it is when you go to a con. Thank you. And this is like me, like nice people like that help you out, and you meet like artists, you know, like merch, like all sorts of stuff. This community is like, to me, I feel like it's big, and Chris probably feels big too, but for everyone that's not here, it's like foreign. So that's why I'm putting here, and I'm doing the same thing. I actually got inspired by Chris when he did his vlogs, you know. So big shout out to you, and that's it.
Inflatable evacuation slides. All exits are marked with red and white signs, and there are 2 strips of photoluminescent lighting along the aisle floor. In a darkened or smoke-filled cabin, these strips will guide you to all 4 emergency exits. Should additional oxygen become necessary, oxygen masks will automatically deploy from the panel above your head in the passenger cabin lavatories. Reach for a nearest mask.
Just touched down home from Sakura-Con. I'm really tired. I've done maybe 10 hours of sleep in the past 4 or 5 days. Since I've gotten home, I've had to go order a new set of paper so that I can make more prints for C2E2 next weekend. So this is kind of a post-convention but pre-convention week for me. And I only have 3 days because I have to go take off for Chicago in a few days. Let's see, what else did I have to do? Oh yeah, I had to go get new paper. I dropped that off at Staples. Staples for me, the big box stores, is a good last resort, like last minute type of thing to get prints done really quick. It's far more expensive than if you get an online service, but they'll do it quick. And that to me is really valuable. You know, you're paying for your time is basically what it is, even though it kind of sucks, it's kind of expensive. Anyway, I have that. I ordered a couple things on Vistaprint. Vistaprint is a good place to get bigger prints made because they're about a third of the cost of something you would get done at Staples or Office Depot. They do have rush shipping on that. I think for me it was $12 to get, no, $24, excuse me, to do rush shipping where it will arrive the day before I leave for Chicago, which will be great. So I just have a bunch of prints coming in from different places just to make sure that I have prints here on time. I got them done at Staples in case the Vistaprint prints didn't come in. I was also test driving a new type of print this past weekend at Sakura-Con, and I'm really going to be pushing at C2E2 next weekend, and that is my 36 by 48 Pokemon print, which is 4 feet tall. I'll have that as a display at C2E2 because I'll have an exhibitor spot there. But anyway, here's my review of Sakura-Con. I'll give you straight up facts and then my subjective opinion about it. So Sakura-Con is a lottery, which means anyone could put their name in and then they choose 90 artists. From what I read online, it's over 30,000 attendees. It's probably bigger this year. Over 30,000 attendees with 90 artists means that the money is going to be split so densely among the artists who are there. So for example, something like, I always bring this up, something like Sac Anime in Sacramento has 3 times the size of Artist Alley with a fraction they have of the attendees. So they have what, like 10 to 12,000 attendees there, but they have like over 150, maybe even over 250 artists there. I just know it's huge. If you've ever been there, it's huge. So that means that the money will get spread really thin. When you have a show like this, where there aren't a lot of artists, the money is going to be very dense for who's there. That's why you're going to make so much money when you get to this kind of show. And it's really hard to get into this because it is lottery. But when you do get in, the table is $100. If that's correct, which is what I have here on my paperwork. That's what I paid. The table is $100, which is like the cheapest table ever, right? But you do have to get a membership for Sakura-Con. And there's a couple of conventions that do this. You know, Fanime makes you do this. You just get a membership so they have your name on file and everything. And then, which is $65 for an adult. So total for your table, you're paying $65 for your membership, $100 for your table. That's $165 for a 30,000 plus attendee show with 90 artists, which is pretty damn good. So in regards to how the place is set up, the artist I think is a better way to go than the exhibitor spot. Word of mouth, because I didn't get to walk around, word of mouth was that the exhibitors area was dead this year. Now here's why. You have, I don't know if I have any good visuals, but you have a building here, and then there's a cross street, and then catty cornered here is another building. This building with the artist alley, both floors of the artist alley, is where attendee registration is, where they pick up their badges, right? If people are here, they have to cross the street, catty corner, cross the street to get into the building where the exhibitors are, and then go up like 4 flights of escalators to get to the exhibitors. No wonder it was empty. Once people pick up their badges in this building here, there's really no incentive for them to go across the street and go into the exhibitors area. So I think for me, if I don't get Artist Alley for this show, I don't think I would really bother with it, even though I believe exhibitor spots are only $500, which is still really not that expensive for a show this big. It's really not. But if there's no foot traffic, what's even the point, you know? Inexpensive or not, what's really the point? Parking in the area is a pain in the ass. If you find a spot, you're going to be paying $30 plus a day. On one of the days I paid $40. The 2 other days I paid $30 a piece. Now, unless you're willing to go like 6 blocks down, if you could find a spot, you'll be paying like $20 a day, which, okay, 20 to $30 isn't that much of a difference for 6 blocks. But if you're carrying a bunch of shit, you know, do you really want to have to walk that far? Unless you get a hotel in the area, which the price of parking every day could get offset by the money you're going to spend by staying in a hotel that you could just walk back to and from, right? There is a FedEx right in the you know, I showed you those 2 buildings, imaginary 2 buildings, artist, exhibitor. In the building where the exhibitors, there is a FedEx there. So you can actually go and get a bunch of prints done. And that place is not as busy as you think it would be. Maybe people come prepared for the show, but you can go in there and there's nobody there and you can get a bunch of prints made right away. Or at least leave it there and pick it up the next morning. So you don't have to go off-site to like a Staples or an Office Depot or something to get something last minute made. FedEx is not cheap, but they can get your stuff done. And if you know you could turn around and sell the product, invest a little bit and make your money, right? One of the things that kept me from making more money than I did was that I ran out of product, which is good and bad, right? Like, it's good because I got rid of product. It's bad because, I could have made more. But other than that, yeah, I think that's it. Staff was really good. I really only interacted with the Artist Alley coordinator. It's his first year, also his last year. From my understanding, last year's or the previous coordinator, this word of mouth, the previous coordinator wasn't that good. Now they brought this new guy on, and he was actually really helpful. He really pushed putting up signs for the downstairs Artist Alley, which did help traffic flow. I thought traffic flow was good, both floors. He's not coming back next year. I don't know why. I'm not going to speculate why. I just know for a fact that he's not. They had a lot of staff walking around asking us almost like every other hour if we were good, if we needed water, if we needed someone to watch our table while we go to the bathroom. The bathrooms are really close to where the Artist Alley is on both floors. So you will get traffic. And the bathrooms are kind of in the back of where the Artist Alley is. So people who do want to go to the bathroom do kind of have to walk through the alley to get to them, which is a nice little touch. I don't know if they meant to do that or if it's just like space restrictions, but whatever it is, that does help with traffic flow. When people have to go pee, they have to walk through the Artist Alley to get to the bathrooms. I think that's it. Of course, I'm going to try and get this one again. The investment is so low, but the problem is it's really hard to get into this show because of that lottery. And if you get accepted, you damn better well make sure that you make time for this one, because the money density is too heavy because there's so few artists there, and it's just good. That's all I got to say. It knocked out Fanime as my second highest grossing show. I've had, now let me clarify. A lot of my shows are always floating around the same level, you know, nets of 3 to 5K, right? But you know, most of them float around there. But the few other shows, you know, like AX, Fanime, and now this show, I'll go well above that, you know, every now and then. And this knocked out Fanime as my second one, which is pretty tough. Like, I haven't had a show get that, you know, get close to, get kind of close to Fanime but not knock it down. This one knocked it down. So I wholeheartedly approve of this one and the way it was run. But I think the exhibitors got the shit end of the stick on this one, because that sucks. You pay more and you get less. So for me, this was Artist Alley or nothing. Anyway, guys, I'll be at C2E2 next weekend, or in a few days from when I post this, in Chicago. Hopefully that one knocks this show out. I don't know. So, all right, guys. Bye.